would you like to pronounce your name for me so I don't do it incorrectly?
My name is Niklas. So, hi.
Nicholas. Nicholas is building chat ops for Discord. Am I right in thinking that we've currently got something for Slack, and will it be very similar to the kind of Slack integration?
Um, yeah, it will, but it will be very similar, but slash commands work a bit different on Discord than on Slack. So there are some small differences I have to make.
Okay. Okay. So, yeah, fill us in how far you've got. I understand you've been playing around, I don't know, for a few days or a week or two, and you're making some good progress, right?
Yep.
So you use Gitpod to develop all the time, do you?
Not all the time, but I need a public available GDK instance, so Discord can
Oh,
reach
okay. Yeah,
it.
of course. Of course. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay, brilliant. Yeah, they're showing how helpful that service is then, right?
But okay, think I'm gonna start with here until he is ready. uh, 3000. So, uh, um, so I did. I got some help from team members who explained a bit, and they mentioned I can use this base class, which already should do most of the stuff for me. But yeah, it's built for mostly for Slack, so so I
Okay.
did have to map all the different types of to the different data structure to the data structure that this code currently expects.
Okay.
So, for example, the trigger is trigger already is here and should do most of the work, but I need to add another condition. So, because Discord regularly pings to check if the token verification is still actively working,
Right.
and well, and I needed to map these parameters so that can work how we want, because the Discord API has different namings for these.
Gotcha. Do you mind if we rewind? Because as you sort of know, I've been playing with Discord and with bots, etc. recently. So could you rewind and explain to us how this will actually work? What we'll need to do? What would someone need to do to kind of install this and configure this on their server?
So you're slow.
It knows when it's being watched. I have the same problem, right? So first of all, did you have to sort of sign up as a Discord like on the developer portal, and did you have to create an application and a bot and
Actually, I have a big section in
oh,
the work
amazing,
request
amazing.
for
Okay,
that.
perfect. No, that's
So
brilliant. So you got step-by-step instruction. Okay, well that's we can use that to do the documentation if you haven't already started working on a doc,
I haven't, because I
and
want
that
to have it working and then I can write it.
absolutely. But that can be, like you say, that can be the steps that the
Yep.
reviewers can Do you think it's going to be one huge merge request, or do you think there's any way that will you be able to introduce it with maybe like just one command or something really simple, so the merge request isn't too big, and then we can kind of add to it?
I don't really know, because okay, I think he's not going to get ready in the next time. I'll try it. Well, this code is something different to navigate. So the chat, I think. No. Why should it be here? Why? Okay. The problem of being used to have the tabs open and so knowing where to be, but from the architecture it looks like all commands would already work if I would complete the mapping to the Discord API. Alright, yeah, I'm already here. Because I'm currently doing this stuff to map the internal data structure to the data structure the Discord expects, and if I would complete it, I think all commands would already work.
Oh, okay, brilliant.
But I don't know if there are any nicer ways to do it than step by step, because this looks kind of horrible, I think.
Is it has it managed to load, or has it died? Has it loaded now, Gitpod? And
nah.
I could try. I think I've got your merge request. Let me have a look. I can try maybe checking it out in Gitpod as well, but obviously it'll take a while for mine to load. But searching for the word Discord on Discord is I've found your MR. I'll try it in Gitpod as well, just to see if it loads. It takes a little while, so I'll just leave that running in the background. So let's have a look at what we've got in that merge request so far.
I think I can better walk you through how it would look first, so you know what it would. So first we would need to create an application here in the developer dashboard, and I already configured the interactions endpoint URLs to point to the Gitpod workspace. And so actually first we create it, add a bot user here, get the token, and then jump back to GitLab to get to the integration settings. And here we enter the public key from this page. The application ID also from that page. The bot token, which is marked as a password field, so it doesn't show up again after it's entered. And the guild ID on which guild the commands should be working.
So I saw the term guild used a few times when I was working with my bot the other day. What is a guild? A server or a channel or a?
A server. Guild is more the internal name used in Discord or the official name of the servers.
Excellent. Okay, cool.
And then after we have configured this, we can go back to this, and then we can enter this this endpoint URL for the interactions, which contain just the project ID and, well, which integration. And if we don't run into the timeout problem, it should look like, yeah.
Amazing.
We already get the help command is already working because it's just plain text.
Okay. And is that essentially the same help that that the Slack integration gives you? That's what you were saying earlier. All the same commands should be available.
Yep.
Okay, brilliant.
I also already closed an issue successfully, but the response was failing because of the missing mapping. So the actions itself, I think, are also already working, but just the responses to Discord are not, because this is not complete.
Right. So, can we dive into that in any way?
Well, I'm a bit lost where the actual commands are, because I found them, but just, yeah, the other IDE doesn't want to open right now.
Okay, that's all right. Let me just see if my Git pod. Okay, mine still says initializing. It's as I said before. Whenever it's being watched, it always seems to run.
Yeah, I noticed creating a new workspace is really slow instead of just starting an existing stopped workspace.
Right. Okay.
So that's why I just keep it and just stop it and not let it delete itself.
Right. Yeah. I can't remember how long ago I opened it, but one of the guys, George, on the core team works at Gitpod, and he's quite quick to help out if I'm having problems. So I always, if I'm going to complain, I normally complain to George, and he normally helps me to understand if there's a problem or if I'm doing something wrong. Okay, so I've got I'm at least into the IDE now. It's just doing where it says installing the gems, and then it does translations and other bits and pieces. But it'll be cool if I can attempt to kind of follow it myself and get it set up and running, because at least then if I've got a development environment, if that's the right term, set up,
Yeah.
and kind of semi-working, then I might be able to help in some way, shape or form, or at least it's almost a kind of successful review of your merge request. So right, so now I've got to try and not get myself confused, because I'm going
to have it set up, just tell me.
Okie dokie, no worries at all. I might share my screen in a minute. I'll just wait until it gets a little bit further. I might set up the...
And, well, it started. It started at least getting itself opened. And
oh, yours is... Okay, good.
And here we have the commands. Yeah. So this class detects which command is getting executed. So all commands are already working, just the response is not, because the help command is where do we have it? Where's the message getting? Yeah, here. The text, the help command just has the text property.
Right.
But commands like, as example, this issue close. Say, response messages. Yeah, they have the attachments and
Okay.
not mapped up currently. So
So you
it's
need to
kind
sort
of
of know
obvious.
the data structure, is it essentially that you
Yep.
need to return?
Yep. Because because if we respond to an interaction, we have the type and the data object. In the data object, we have, for example, the content or the embeds and attachments or components. So the structure is different that we need for Slack. So
could you show me back in the IDE to see what was the structure of the data that you were looking at a minute ago for, like, I don't know when. What's a nice simple command? Is there one to just get so help? Obviously you said it's just text, but was there one to get, like, what do they call it, like a non-destructive command that you can issue to sort of say
we can look at an issue.
yeah that for example
that gets back to the structure.
Right, so that's trying to do an attachment which has a title, a link, an author name, author icon, text color. I mean, I feel like Discord's not going to be able to interpret, like, more. I might be able to handle like a URL, a title, and content, right? But I wouldn't have thought it'd be able to do.
The author icon would also work. I don't really know what pretext is or fallback, so I can't say anything about that.
What my temptation would be to do, I wonder if the fallback message is almost like a plain text version of, like, the title and the URL and some other bits and pieces. There you go. It looks like it's got the issue number and a title. So maybe you should just start by extracting the fallback message and just return the fallback message as plain text or something like that. Just to, again, it'd be nice to see it sort of functioning a little bit more.
Yep. So in the, not inside the content, but in,
I think it would be content, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Well,
yeah. Was it fallback message or was it just fallback?
Fallback.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
It's inside attachments. Oh, okay. So. That's the point. Ruby also does just accessing in array indexes like this, or I'm not really sure.
I don't think you can do it like that because it's, what is it? So oh no, actually, yeah, sorry, yeah, because you've got an array and then you've got an object inside the array. So yeah, that should work.
So we have that.
Nice.
So since 15 was.
So I guess because you made a change, it needs to like recompile. So
Uh,
what did Discord say that there's an error or a timeout? Or?
Yep. But this error also occurs if the return structure is invalid, so this also could be the problem. Our best friend.
Okay.
Let us just. This time it already timed out, and we don't. Ah, now we got something.
Excellent.
So, would say this looks correct, but way too slow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was that just because it was compiling? Can you just issue the command again and see if it works?
Ruby is not really compiling, as I think it's an interpret. Yeah.
Because I normally find if I make a change to the source code, it takes a lot longer the first time I then, hit an endpoint.
I understand what you mean.
But then after the first time, it's normally a lot quicker. So how long did it actually take?
Longer than 3 seconds.
So can you go to Discord, issue the command, and I'll get my stuff. Oh yeah, that's it. So we can see both at the same time. And I'll get my stopwatch ready. Yeah.
It was just the timing.
Yeah. So that's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know if I think it's, or I hope it's a problem just on Gitpod, so it's so
in the development environment.
So production will be able to respond fast enough.
Yeah. What do you think that's a configurable, or is there a hard stop? It needs to respond within 3 seconds.
The 3 seconds limit is hard limit, so nothing we can configure ourselves. Certainly.
Okay. I mean, I'm interested. Does it matter? So the way that I thought it would work naively is that you would post a command in the channel, the bot would see the command, it would sort of take the command back, do what it needs to do, and then it would post the message. So I thought they would almost be kind of separate events, almost, if that makes sense. So like the bot's listening, you shout at the bot hears you, takes the command to the server, and then at some point it almost like let's say you had the bot configured to just post every time somebody raised a new merge request or merged a merge request or something like that. I mean,
that's basically how bots work, because the real /commands were introduced.
Right. Okay.
So these are now the interactions. So a user can create an interaction with either command, or maybe you have seen that on some messages like buttons or select menus. And all of these interactions have the 3 seconds timeout, and you either use the events via webhook and give the response in the response to the webhook call, or you have the gateway connection with the bot and gets the event and need to do a post request to either respond or at least acknowledge the interaction.
Gotcha. Yeah. So I wonder if Slack has the same like limitation or whatever you want to call it, where it needs to respond within 3 seconds. You know, what I guess I'm keen to understand, like you said, I think it's definitely because it's in the development environment would mean that it's slower than what it will be in the production environment. But I still think 3 seconds is quite a, you know, especially when webhooks and servers and the internet, etc., is involved, right?
Yep.
I mean, there could quite easily be like a half a second just in the sort of transport around the world on the internet. But I suppose a few.
I hope that this timeout is not going to cancel this whole project, because GitLab is not capable of handling it properly in this time.
I'm sure this will not be wasted effort. Whether we have to slightly change the approach or not, it might even be, you know, if you can release this behind a feature flag, and a few people can kind of test it and see how it behaves in the real world.
Another option would be using a real bot and not so basically how the commands worked previously, and let the bot handle this stuff. So the bot receives the event, acknowledges, gives an acknowledgement to Discord back in, and then the bot takes care of handling the notification of GitLab and returning the data back. That would work, but
is that how I kind of described it previously, where the
bot would be a dirty workaround around the timeout.
Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah. A bit. Yeah. It shouldn't be the first option. So now that we can see roughly what we're doing with the data, do we want to start trying to like I think what you were doing before, you were trying to map like the URL and the was it avatar or icon or something like that? And
well, we can certainly do that. And
is that what was that your next step, or was there something else that we needed to?
This would be my next step, and I just wanted to know if there's any nice way of mapping this instead of building like this entire structure again in the Discord structure again.
So my view on it is, so the base class that you've got open there, what's that class actually?
That's the base class for. Oh wait, this class. It's the base of all /command presenters, I guess.
/command presenter. Okay, and inside of that, you've then got.
Actually, this one calls the command.
Yeah.
That's this one here, and this one checks which command to execute and died. Hopefully not.
Right. All it looks like to me is what we're doing in the base shouldn't be happening in the base. Like we should be returning. Well, or should it? Like there's no need to have this object in the shape that this is an object that shapes specifically for Slack, right?
I think so. I have not worked with Slack before, but I think it would make sense, because Slack is currently with Mattermost only supported platform for chat ops.
So it seems like we maybe need to.
And yeah, that's also a thing I made for my testing. So already this command class converts the markdown format of links to the Slack format of links. So this would also need to move later.
Gotcha. So yeah, it seems like this. I don't know whether this is actually a base or whether we need to create a new base. We need to extend the base for Slack, and then we need to extend it for Discord.
But the problem I see is that all the commands are extending this one base class, so we would need to duplicate also all the commands, I guess.
So you've got slash commands, help base command, and what base command wasn't what we were in a minute ago, was it?
Oh, that's actually right. Looks like it's again something different.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, we have command. What was the base? Oh, the base of the presenters, not of the commands. Okay.
Yes.
And the presenters all extend from the space, so we would need to duplicate this.
But then, so so what was the base method that was presenting the data in the format? So that's response message.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of feels like we need to duplicate this base, or I don't know if duplicate is the right word. We need to extend this base and have like base Discord and base Slack, which both extend this base, but with different. So the response message should be defined differently in each of them.
But we keep the problem that we need to somehow tell these classes which of the bases they should use.
Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. So
maybe we could give it as a new parameter to all the commands and don't let them extend the base.
Presenters base. I'm wondering if there's any way we can. I'm not that good with, I don't know what you call it, like polymorphism or whatever, where we what the best mechanic is that we can use to kind of call a different, whether we should be including something rather than it. So we'd still extend that base, but the method that we're using at the moment, the response message, I think it was, should not come from the base. It should come from something else.
Makes sense, I guess.
So yeah, I want to say, like, if we had a Discord response, so what does it actually, how does it get all this? So that's all available. So resource URL, author name, all of this stuff, I guess, is available in the context of this class itself then. Profile. Um,
Another thing I've seen, I don't really know, for example, if we should already have the response status here, which will be used by where's triggered? Yeah, which will be used here. So it's all already in the base of the presenters. We already defined the response status for the entire endpoint at the end.
Interesting.
Also feels a bit weird.
Okay.
And this is going to be another problem because here it already goes through all the attachment and formats the texts and with the link formatter for Slack in this class. So we don't even retain the markdown syntax we would need for Discord outside of this class.
Yeah, I wonder if I can. I'm probably not going to do a very good job, but let me. I'm going to share my screen. It might go a bit Inception. I'm just going to try and show you what I've got. Oh, I can just share a Chrome tab. That might work. Gitpod. Is that me or you? That's you. Wrong.
Yep, that's me.
That's me. Okay, let's try this. See, so I've probably got this completely wrong, but let's see what I can find. So you had was it presenter base / commands presenters base.
Yep.
That's it. Perfect. So you've got that. So what I had in mind, this is probably complete nonsense, but so if we had like copy this, so we had so we put like Slack presenter. This would be completely wrong, but so include. So we shouldn't need to include anything. We just take. Yeah, I don't know how we would do that. What I wanted to kind of do is take everything out except response message. But then because this isn't going to have access to any of these, is it?
Probably not.
So I was thinking of a way that we could. So let's just save that. So copy of that. Paste another one, and then we've got our Discord.
Maybe it could have access because if I try to resolve the reference to, as example, the author, so I don't find anything related and it asks me to choose from any declaration which is named author. So maybe it's coming from not from inside of the class, but in the context the method is called.
Shall I jump back on your screen? I'm just thinking of a way that we can pass the presenter.
Yeah. For example, if I try to resolve the reference to the author, it takes me to a big list where it could come from, because it doesn't even know. We have the resource URL, but for example, color is also again not. Could be. Ah, that makes sense. So it's taking methods from the implementing classes. So it might work if we just change to 2 different base classes which map to either Slack or Discord.
So but then, like you said before, that we've got a number of classes that extend those base classes, right?
Whereas this one doesn't. Because it's included in the other class. Okay.
Right. Let me just think about that. So it includes presenters issued base. Yeah. That's what we want to do. I think we want to include. Let's say we kind of want to include. Let me go back to again. I've probably got it wrong, but I'm going to try. So let's hide your one, hide my one. It's not that. Can we do? So we've got Sashmon's presenters. So this is our Discord presenter. And then this is our Slack. This is probably complete nonsense, but so then I'm kind of thinking, I'm sure we can get someone who's a Ruby Pro to make this look easy, but then I'm almost thinking like here, and this one does response, and then it sort of says, I don't know, what would it do? Somehow I was thinking it would, I don't know, when you knew it up, initialize. No, like presenter. Then it then presenter. As I say, this is complete nonsense, but
and then just call the presenter in the response message.
No, because you need to initialize them, don't you? So if we pass then that kind of defeats the purpose of doing it in the first place. And in which case we should just go to here and we should just say in here, like presenter dot response message, but do we need to pass in? presenter. There's something in here where it's sort of like true then Discord presenter. Something like that.
We still have a typo in the variable.
I do indeed. None of this is going to work because I'm just kind of, it's easier for me to articulate by showing you what I've got in mind. But I'm just trying to wrap my head around understanding whether, see, I don't think that these presenters will have access to any of this data. I think in order for them to have access to the data, we need to include them rather than just calling them like this won't give them access, or this won't give them access to the data, which is why I had in mind more the, if we were to include the, what did I call it, presenter, then I think that does have access to the message. But then what would you do? Then include Slack presenter. No, it just does. This just doesn't seem right to me.
Yeah.
At least we got it. Yeah, because we kind of need it to be a conditional. Can you? I don't know if you do include if. I'm assuming you can't do conditional include or extend.
I think it would not really make sense if you could do this because it's on the class level and not on the level where it gets called.
Yeah. So at the moment, these all extend this. And this had this bit in. Because I just don't want to, we could just pass all these bits of information to the relevant presenter, but it seems a bit, yeah, it doesn't seem like the most efficient way of doing it.
Yeah.
Could we, I don't suppose we can do like, response message. Like that, if we prefixed everything, it's a really unlikely thing to work, but whoops. How do you, that's it. And then when you call as presenter, So I don't think we actually need that one anymore. So in here, can we pass like self?
Maybe.
How are we doing? Okay, we've been 50 minutes. I wonder if what I'm tempted to try, if you are happy to indulge me, I might have to stop sharing my screen at some point, but maybe I can try setting this up.
We can definitely try.
Yeah. So the only thing is I need what's the easiest way? So can you remind? There's a bit of the process. What you've got the merge request, which I should still have. Have I still? No, I must have closed it. This one here. So I can remind myself what the process is. So create a new application, add a bot user to the application. So yeah, let me, I will hide my screen. I'll share yours if you're poking around and making a bit of progress, but I'll just quickly follow those first couple of steps. Make sure I don't expose any passwords or credentials, etc. So who am I?
I'm just leaving user instructions open for you.
Okay, no worries. So yeah, I'm going to create a new application and we're going to call it, we're going to call it slash commands.
That's the most original name for a bot.
I'm going to go to, I hope GDK is up and running. So, 3000. I don't know if it is, to be honest.
You can use the Remote Explorer and then you can have a list of all ports.
Oh, no, we're getting there. It's just taking some time. So I need to change my root password because I guess this is the first time I've logged into to this workspace, so that won't take a minute. So add the bot to the application. So I'll start doing that. So bot, build a bot, yes. Slash command bot, nice. I've got my bot. I need a new password. So wow. Okay, so use the reset token to get the token. Two-factor authentication. All right, I can do that. They do like to make these things secure, don't they?
Yep. Previously, the bot token was just visible on this page when, or not directly visible, but you could just reveal it and didn't need to reset the token. Now they've changed it. So
yeah,
get it
I
anymore
noticed
after you got it.
there's a bit of a weird kind of button that sort of is there but isn't there kind of thing. I don't really. Right, it's getting there. Okay, so I need to do. So I've created a bot, I've got the token. Right, switch to the OAuth to
Yeah.
URL generator. Select bot and application commands. To generators bot and applications.commands. Open the generated URL in a new tab and authorize it. Should a guild for that. Commands in the server. Okay, so I've got access to no servers at the moment.
You could just create one for testing then.
So how does it know? Let's go to the Discord website.
Well, you need to manage server the permission on the server, so that's
Gotcha.
only guilds with where you have this permission will show up in the menu.
Okay, I've created a server, so I presume that means I have full access, I hope.
So
Yeah.
if you reload, that project should show up.
Yeah, oh my, this is the best capture I've seen. Please click each image containing a cat-shaped cookie. That is brilliant. I really wish I was sharing my screen, especially because some of them I have no idea what they're supposed to be. They are hilarious. Right, okay, that has now been authorized, and I can see that the bot has joined the server and the channel, so I think that's good. Instructions. So open settings, select GitLab project, go to the settings, open settings for Discord Flash commands. In a minute, I should be able to share my screen because once I've entered the token, I presume.
It's a password field, so it will not show up.
Oh, you wouldn't see it. I still don't trust myself to not copy and paste it when anyone's seen.
Okay, no problem.
I'm almost there, I think. Right, so public key is under general information. Bot token is the one that I copied earlier. Application ID is on there as well. And the guild ID is hopefully this from the address bar, hopefully. Save. Now, I guess to see if it explodes or not. Where are we?
So once you save the changes with all fields filled in, we should see a new command on the server. If not, it broke.
Okay. Right, we're going to get a bit of inception in a minute, I think. There we go. So we've got it on here, and yeah, it's just the case of the slash command's in there. So should I just have to do this?
Yeah.
So and then like issue show. Although this one, probably better starting with help, right?
Yep. But
That's probably
Have
because
the-
I've been. Go on, sorry.
have you already set the interactions endpoint URL in the developer dashboard after you?
No, I missed that step. Sorry. Yeah. So, insert application.
18.
Switch to the developer dashboard and fill in the interactions endpoint URL. Okay. So it's kind of like.
So it's easier to copy the
That
my
one.
example URL, put it into the field, and then replace the path. Replace the
This
paths.
one.
Yep, this one. Then
Okay.
you need to copy your.
That
Mm,
bit, a whole lot. Or this bit.
this bit. You need the 3000 because that's the open port. You don't need your Gitpod workspace directly.
So that bit.
Yeah, and then you need the project ID you have used the settings there.
6.
And
That's
that
it.
should be everything. And it seems to work because if it would not. Oh wait.
So
At
that's
least
probably
the-
because I've broken it. So I'm just going to do a git restore.
At least the ping worked.
Right.
Because otherwise you would not have been able to save the endpoint URL.
Okay. Why didn't? Oh, okay, because they're new files. They shouldn't do any harm being there.
Yeah.
So again, it might just take a little while to come back to life.
Think that this interaction timed out.
Yep, same. Just as soon as this returns, it should mean that I call it compiling, but I don't know exactly what it's doing. It's clearing the cache or something like that.
Yeah.
Right, we've just hit an hour, so I will sign off very, very soon. But it's awesome if I've been able to get it up and running as well. So yeah, it just means if I have the opportunity, I can possibly help a little bit. Hi there, connect to a GitLab account. Awesome.
Yeah.
That's not going to expose anything, is it? I don't know. It shouldn't do anything.
Interesting.
Any idea why that might have done? It's definitely the right. It's nothing hard coded.
It worked for me. I was able to link my accounts and didn't change anything there. So that's weird.
There's a few rogue characters at the end of that.
That makes. But where did they come from? Maybe I was lucky.
Oh yeah, look, they're not there. Can you see the bottom of my screen? But they are. Oops, I didn't mean to click on that. But they are there. So it looks like the URL is fine in this bit, but
okay, that explains why it worked for me.
You clicked on this bit, right?
Yes.
So it's got.
Now you should be able to use the help command again.
Wow.
You gotta help.
Awesome. I'm going to call it a day at that, to be honest. I think that's awesome. And I really appreciate you taking the time to show me how it works. And it's an awesome feature that you're working on, because we use Discord. So I will hopefully be able to get some use out of it, albeit that it would be a completely separate integration or plugin or extension or whatever if we wanted something that was just more for notification purposes, right? So, earlier,
the notifications are already implemented for Discord. There's also a Discord integration which provides notifications for many things like commits.
Awesome. It's already there. I know I've seen something before. I'm sure there's some kind of thing so you can use Discord. Yeah, okay, so you can. Amazing. Push an issue, merge request, comment, tag, URL to the web. How do I set this up? Cool, awesome. Yeah, I'll have a bit of a poke around with it. Have you? I guess that's the hard thing. Like, is this the only thing you're working on? Are you working on some other bits at the moment? Like, if I don't want to commit or promise that I'm going to do any work on it. I definitely don't want to prevent you from doing any work on it, but I also don't want to work on it and then find that obviously we're duplicating the same work. What's your sort of plan for you kind of committing quite a lot of time to this at the moment, and are you hoping to sort of be progressing it over the next sort of few days, or?
Actually, I don't really know.
Okay.
Just how it will go.
Okay. Well, I'll just ping you on Discord then if I have a bit of time. Like, I might I'm going to shut this off from our kind of screen share and our stream, etc. But I'm going to put my feet up in front of the TV, and I'm still going to have the laptop with me, so I might kind of poke around and see if I can find the design pattern that I'm trying to look for that will allow us to use these kind of two different presenters to present, because the change that we made together on your machine to kind of restructure the data a little bit, I haven't got that change locally, so that's kind of good in a way. I'll try taking a different approach, and I'll just let you know if I make any progress.
It's 2 lines we changed.
Yeah, I know we didn't do a lot. But I'll have a bit of a poke around, but I'll let you know if I'm kind of made any real progress, and I don't think it'll be major, but I'll just like ping you a diff or whatever, and likewise, I guess if you sort of I guess you'll push, or I tell you what, why don't we'll use the merge request. So if I make any changes or make any progress or figure anything out or have any questions, I'll just post them on the MR, and then similar, if you make some progress, keep us posted, push your commits, and we'll see. I'll see if I can help you out in any way.
If you want, I could add you to my fork, so if you have done something, you could push it also, but...
Yeah, that'd be brilliant. Sounds like a good idea. And yeah, as I say, thanks again for taking the time, and thanks for working on it, and we'll speak soon.
It's something I'm really missing for myself. Oh God, why does it have... Are
you trying to find me?
Yeah.
Lee. So yeah, Lee, L-E-E, Ticket, T-I-C-K, E-T-T. There we go. There's too many users on GitLab, right?
Yep, definitely.
Awesome stuff. That's brilliant. Thanks very much.
Yeah.
Speak to you soon. Bye-bye.
So...